What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Denver Beer and Oil. I was planning on making an episode today, but it was going to be on the Pathfinder, and then I saw the E30 and I was like, I gotta take that out for a drive. And started her up. I put a new battery in it, so it's pretty happy there, but kept smelling like gas. Figured it's a little bit too much like gas to be just kind of a cold start, so popped the hood, and looks like the fuel line kind of burst right in here. So I'm gonna just pop that off. It should just be a flathead, recut the fuel line a little bit further up and put it on. And yeah, I don't really know what the plan is today. Like I said, I was gonna do the Pathfinder, but the jump packs aren't charged and I'm lazy, it's hot. Might do that tomorrow. So yeah, let's get this going and maybe some driving footage and see what else we get up to. Okay, well hey, that was really easy. This is a section that came off, and see there's a hose clamp and there's a blowout and there's another one. So honestly, I wonder how long this is going on for and how much better it's going to be. You guys can notice this engine bay has kind of gotten a lot sadder since I kind of finished the car, and I'm hoping to rectify that. My plan, I'm not like a huge fab guy or fab professional by any means, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just take this to John Vigil and I'll have them do brackets for the power steering. This is still the same setup from when we went to the track, and I know for a fact I need a new line here, and it's pretty gross. And then, you know, this definitely needs a bracket. I'm gonna try and go for like a brand new expansion tank catch can setup for that side. And then I think I'll do it myself, but we'll get that cold air intake working as well as this pandemic zip tie bracket for these Willwoods that is just absolutely confidence inspiring when you're going down the road. But all these things, I mean, this car is so much fun to drive. Let's get in. I just want to go honestly drive around today. Got nothing else to do. All right, well, it's a sad day. It's raining, and check out the mint E30 wiper action. Oh yeah, now I can't see anything at all. All right, so it's another day, and as you guys just saw, it was like pretty rainy, so I went and hung out with a friend. Didn't film a whole lot, not a whole lot happened, but I got this up on the lift, and I figured I'd show you guys what I was gonna do. When I was driving with my friend, it started to make some synchro noises, which is a super bummer, but I bought some trans fluid, and then there's a huge whining from the rear. I thought it was diff. I just went and drained the diff fluid, and it looks brand new. So it's not diff, it's probably a wheel bearing, which is a bummer. I've already replaced, I believe, the passenger side, no, the driver's side wheel bearing. So at least that's, you know, one's done, and the other one just needs doing, and hopefully I don't have this huge like noise when I'm driving down the highway. So yeah, gonna fill this up. It's not too bad underneath here. It's pretty leaky. A lot of the stuff that I did on the power steering needs some reworking, but you know, it's not looking too bad. This is a different pin output than the sender, but as you know, as long as you check the oil, it should be fine. It's just less complete as a swap, you know. Everything else is holding up. The exhaust is still good and looks all right. There's some leaks, but again, you know, it's all little stuff now. And yeah, this is my mint cable management. All these things, it's looking good. I got some new tires on here. So these are Toyota R888Rs, and they were 300 bucks for the set. They're 225 45 16s, I think. Let's see if we can find out. 25 45 16s. So they were pretty cheap for what they are, and I don't think I can even get the rear end loose with how beefy and sticky these are. Ready to do diff and trans, and hopefully that sorts out the noises that I'm getting from the diff, but I might not be getting them, so I don't know, we'll see. All right, well, that was really easy. Back on the ground now, and yeah, I figured I'd show you guys. I did some interior stuff too. I got a new head unit. Rest of the stuff's kind of on the other side, but I got the kick panel in, and then if you see through there, I got a headlight switchboard as well. So just little things. I actually have a brand new carpet for this car, and I was kind of waiting to get brand new seats for this, but I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. I might just do like aftermarket seats, so we'll see when I throw on the carpet. I also had water underneath the carpet on the driver's side floor pen when it was doing the super big rain, So I got to figure out the source of that leak too, which I'll probably do when I pull out the carpet. So either way, you guys will see that. Let's go for a test drive now though. I want to see how the shift feel is. Apparently the fluid changes that. And I can't test the LSD, but hopefully it's quieter.
Hey guys, I'm taking over the video. Hamish is driving me to the airport in his trusty E30 Steed. But
this is still that part of the video where I was like, I'm going to take you guys driving. And I went to go get footage, but it didn't turn out too hot. So I figured I'd use this as an opportunity to show you guys what's going on. Chris thinks it's a wheel bearing in the back. It's definitely quieter with the new diff fluid in there, even though it looked brand new. But yeah, if anything, it's got to be the passenger wheel bearing now, because I've replaced the driver. And I mean, the shift feels a lot better. It's a lot, like, it didn't make it tighter or anything, but it's a lot easier to move the stick in between and everything like that. So
does it feel like a little notchier, like you're pushing through like a single thing and then it's in instead of like harder the whole time?
Yeah, it kind of feels like I'm pushing through nothing now, like an easy cloud to, it's just gears now. There's no like in the stick, there's no feeling there.
Nice.
It's really smooth. And yeah, we're on what, 270?
Yeah.
And so obviously I can do a lot of pulls here. 270 is known for no traffic.
Yeah, we're actually doing really well with traffic wise for 270. It usually looks like how that side looks.
Yeah, even more backed up.
But we're chilling. I'm very late to the airport, but this is the actual time I scheduled to be doing this. So I'm on time, just late.
Yeah.
I'm on schedule, just late.
You're late on your schedule, but on time for the flight.
So my flight's 11:27. ETA is 10:27 to the airport. That gives me an hour there. I should be fine.
Yep.
And I'm sure Hamish can make up a few minutes on the back end of this.
Maybe. So it's not a very fast car, guys. It's, you know, it's a V8 and an E30. They're not. It's too heavy for this engine.
Yep. Just a death trap, but not fast.
Yeah. Anything built by us is a death trap.
Yes. But I don't know if this is the end of the video, but I'm gonna sign it out for here because it's getting hot and I want to roll the windows back down.
Yeah, it is warm.
So thank you.
So yeah, just dropped off Chris. I think that's about it for this video. The E30 getting back, I have a new issue. The steering shaft is now rubbing on the headers, so it seizes up on right turns, you know, when the engine weight shifts. I don't really know what the where that came from or why. It's been doing that like only on extreme right turns for the longest time, and I figured over time it would clearance, but now I can just be, like, it'll be sitting as it is, and yeah, it'll seize up. So I gotta figure that out, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at now and the fluid and just kind of that peace of mind. And I need to check the wheel bearing as well and see how that's doing. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.